Welcome back, humans, to another episode. Yeah, it's been a while, hasn't it? I'm feeling really weird. Oh, fucking turn your phone off, you dickhead. I'm feeling really self-conscious in front of this camera. It's like 6 months since I filmed something, so I apologise. It's been the strangest of years. For all the obvious reasons. The whole COVID thing has been... Oh, by the way, I'm probably going to do a little bit of preamble waffly shit that nobody's going to want to listen to, so I'll put some timestamps in the description. There's a fly there. Sorry. Fucking hell, focus. I'm going to do a load of preamble shit, probably. I want to talk about my patrons a little bit, so for those of you that just want to get to the point and you get grumpy with me for waffling, just... There's some timestamps in the description. Just go and click on those and watch the bits you want to watch. Yeah, so it's been a weird year. The COVID thing didn't really affect my work too much. Some of you might have seen that video I did in March, just saying that, you know, I'm open for business because I was allowed to be here in the UK, and you know, I basically wanted to see the customer's bike and not them, and that seemed to work quite well. It's probably one of my busiest years, actually. And the other thing that has just massively kicked off is doing loads of carburetor servicing. So the mail order stuff, I've always done a few. People send me carbs and I'll clean them and, you know, do what needs to be done and send them back. But they're piling up around me, literally. I've got probably 10 sets here to do. So that's just when I haven't been flat out in the van. I've been doing that. So that's been keeping me really busy and away from making YouTube videos. And then a lot of you won't know, but I moved into this house how long ago, where we are now? 6 years ago, just after Megan was born, my daughter, and it's been a renovation project. I'm just getting to the end of it now, but I've had a big push on the house this year to try and get everything done. I kind of want to start next year just afresh, with nothing to do other than fix motorbikes, spend time with my family and make some YouTube videos. So I'm going to try and make 2021 my YouTube year. Have a big push, get Benji out in the van with me, because I think a lot of you like that sort of content. When Benji's involved talking shit with me, so I'm going to try and do a little bit more of that. And just really, I wanted to say the sort of point of this preamble bit is I really want to say massive thank you to my patrons. They're hanging in there, bless them. There's not many of you. I think there's about 20 of you now, something like that. But I assumed wrongly that you would just cancel your, your patronage, your couple of dollars a month, because I'm not making any content, or I haven't been. But you've kept it going, which is kind of really the motivation to make this video, and has spurred me into action. I can't believe people are keeping giving me their money when I'm not giving them new content, and there's even been a couple of new patrons, so fair play. I need to pull my finger out and make more content for you guys. So with that said, enough waffling. Got a really good one here. This is going to be fun to follow. Now, it's not going to be a how-to. I'm going to be turning the camera on and off as I do it, showing you sort of key bits that I think might be of interest to you. But I've got a first model. I'll spin the camera around in a minute. You can look at it. I've got a first model GSX1300R Hayabusa, so it's a 1999 model, the first model. This is a classic example of little knowledge is dangerous. So what's happened is the guy changed the clutch. I think it was an EBC kit or something like that, or a kit from somewhere, and in the clutch kit there's a little push rod that runs through the centre of the gearbox shaft that's got the clutch on, the input shaft of the gearbox. There's a shaft that runs through the middle of the gearbox to the... Sorry, if I'm looking past the camera, the bike is behind you, so I'm looking at the bike as I'm talking. There's a shaft that runs through the gearbox with a little seal on the end. Get to the fucking point, Jim. The seal came in the kit with the clutch kit, so he did the clutch kit and he thought, oh, I've got this seal, I might as well just change this seal. So he went to the other side, you've got to take the front sprocket cover off and the slave cylinder. He popped the seal out and then thought, oh, hang on a minute, there's a funny little fucking ridge on the back of this seal. And basically the seal, because there's oil pressure behind that seal. The oil pump, there's an oil gallery that goes to the back, to that back of that seal, and then the oil is forced down the centre of the gearbox shaft to lubricate the gearbox. So we popped that seal out, or damaged the seal, started to pop it out. I haven't actually looked yet to see how much damage he's done. And then realised that he fucked the seal, and the only way of getting the new seal in is to split the crankcase halves. So for the sake of a fucking £5 seal, or whatever it is, maybe a little bit more than that for a genuine one, but for the sake of a no money seal, it's got to have an engine strip. And there's a couple of other things. There's a bracket broken off the exhaust which needs to be welded back on when the exhaust's off. I'm a little bit worried because it's old, isn't it? The bolts holding the exhaust to the cylinder head look a bit rotten, so I'm a little bit worried about getting those off. Hopefully you don't have any snappage. Anyway, enough bloody talking. Like I said, I'll put some timestamps in the description. Thank you so much to all my patrons. What I'm going to do is, if you're my patrons and you're watching this first episode, it's probably going to be 3 parts. I will not post the first episode until all 3 parts are edited and ready to go. So I don't do this fucking post episode number 1 and then number 2 never turns up, which I did with my CB550 video. I've got all the footage for that, which will make an awesome episode, but I'm so allergic to editing that I just need to trawl through all the clips. In fact, if there's anybody out there that wants to edit a video for me, I'll give them all the raw footage and they can make fucking sense of it, then send me a message. That might be, I'm not sure whether that'll work, I'll have to think on that a little bit, but now I've said that out loud, it's probably a good idea. So yeah, just send me a private message if you're an editor and you fancy doing an interpretation. No, maybe that wouldn't work because there's a lot of, it might work for other stuff though. So if you're interested in getting involved, maybe in helping with the editing, send me a message. And the other thing, fucking hell, he's going on, isn't he? The other thing I thought about doing with my patrons is, I think I'm going to start, so I can sort of give back to my patrons, I think I'm going to start a private WhatsApp group or a private Facebook group, because there's only a handful of us, and then we can just talk shit. And I'm assuming if you're a patron, you're into your motorbike, so you might need sort of technical support or whatever with stuff, and we can talk about, I think that's probably what I'm going to do, because I really feel like I need to give to my patrons. Fucking hell, stop talking. Right, the bike. Let me turn the camera around and I'll talk more about the bike. Awesome. So here it is. Yeah, it is what it is. It's a 20-year-old Hayabusa, but it's in all right condition. Header pipes are looking a little bit rusty, but I think they're going to be all right. There's a bracket broken off down under here, which you'll see when it comes apart. I need to do something with that, weld that. Let me take you around the other side. Let's get that front sprocket cover off and actually see what damage has been done to the to that seal. Right, okay. Might do a little bit of fast forwardage through this so you don't have to fucking sift through it. Get this expansion bottle out of the way. And drain the water out of it. Little bracket there. Tip that in a little stainless steel tray. Not that we're going to keep it, but get rid of that. Stop the camera from shaking. We're getting that, aren't we? So this here, bloody hell, your hand's in the shot. So this shaft here, sorry guys, bad cameraman. Where's Benji when you need him? So this shaft, so the slave cylinder pushes on this shaft here and operates the clutch on the other side. There's another rod in there, it's not that short. It's just the first piece of it. You'll see it as the engine comes apart. So you can see the seal is non-existent. He's had a go at prising this seal out. And then the crankcase is split. you'll see as it comes apart, but they split along this axis, is that the right bloody word? So they split horizontally in this direction. Keep saying it, you'll see as it comes apart anyway. So we've got to replace the whole job, is because that tiny little oil seal, the whole engine's got to come out of the bike and to get split just to replace this oil seal, which is kind of, it makes you think, bit of a shit design. But the thing is, a lot of oil pressure behind this seal, so it needs to be retained. Let's, there's a box down here on the floor. Let's unpack the bits and you can see what parts I'm going to need, and you can have a look at a new one of these seals. I think that's probably a good idea at this point. Right, okay, so actually opening this, I'm assuming these are the parts. I hope they are, because if this isn't them, I haven't got the bits I need. In here we should have a load of gaskets and some oil seals. Okay, yes, this is them. So parts for the job, I can go over there. We have got so we've got clutch cover gasket, we've got generator cover gasket, pulsar cover gasket, or the other side gasket, the right hand side cover gasket. There should be starter cover, that is. These are the other two. No, that's starter cover. That's, fuck me, Jim. That's left hand side, right hand side, end of the crank. And then these are the starter cover gaskets. And then I've also got 4 exhaust gaskets, 3 exhaust gaskets. What the hell? What is happening? Oh, you dickhead. I only ordered 3. It's not a Triumph. But okay, that's fine. I won't need the exhaust gaskets till tomorrow, so I'll order one in a minute. While I'm in there, don't waffle, just get on with it. While I'm in there, I'm going to do the output shaft seal on the front, behind the front sprocket, because that again is, yeah, just you're there, so you'd be stupid not to. We've also got a, let's not cut it as we open it up, sump gasket, or for you Americans, oil pan gasket. So this is the new oil seal. I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Jim, there's no ridge on the back of that like you explained. Yeah, I didn't do a very good job of explaining, did I? And the reason is, I thought there was a little lip on the back of this, like a little top hat shape. Do you see what I mean? I think that's the Honda way of doing it. So the issue is, if we look at the diameter of that, let me take you to the bike. Yeah, so it's kind of difficult to film, but if you look at the diameter of that seal, the size of that one, get it as close as I can and rest it in there. I don't want to get it dirty, but it's, yeah, it goes behind this aluminium ridge. Some of them have, yeah, like I said, they're like a top hat shape, and then the rubber piece of the seal hooks into the crankcase. Different design, but same problem. Engine's got to come apart to swap that seal over. And then the eagle-eyed amongst you might have noticed. Fucking hell, blow out the camera. Hang on a minute, let's move my camera. Oh, seriously? Don't make me edit. Come on now. Fucking camera. Got 2 generator cover gaskets. So I've got an extra generator cover gasket, and I've got bloody an exhaust gasket missing. I don't know how I've managed to pull that off, but I have. Right, enough talking about this job. I would need to actually do some work. So tank off, airbox off, throttle bodies off. What I wanted to do, which is a bit of a problem, so given the state of the exhaust header pipes, you would normally, if you could, you would like run the engine to a point where the fan comes on, so it's stinking hot, give you the best possible chance of getting the exhaust studs undone, or the bolts holding the exhaust into the cylinder head undone, but given the gaping hole, given the gape on that, it's just going to piss oil out everywhere when I try and start it. So I just think I'll wade in and get the radiator off, and yeah, tricky. See, what you would normally do is you'd get it stinking hot, and then you'd loosen the radiator, let the radiator fall forward so that you've still got the coolant in it, because obviously you wouldn't want to open the radiator cap or try and drain coolant from a red hot engine. You'd get it stinking hot, you'd drop the rad forward out of the way so you could get to the exhaust header bolts, try and get them undone while the engine was still really, really hot. The problem is, people think, oh, just go at it with a blow lamp or something. It's always a nightmare, because there's above where that is, there's a load of wiring and plastic bits, so it's difficult to heat it up after the... You understand what I'm saying? It's difficult to heat it while the engine's in the bike. Plus the fact that it's a massive, great big lump of aluminium, so it's just a huge heat sink. So getting enough heat into the stud, or the bolts in this case, to break them loose is quite difficult. But fingers crossed, we'll get the exhaust off without making any extra work for ourselves. Right, work, Jim, work.
On a motorbike.
Why am I zooming in on a motorbike? Because that's what I want the shot to look like. Bump into the camera.
Hello.
Megan, get out of my video. Goodness me, I'm trying to do a little bit of arty silent filming here. Invaded by a I've been invaded by a 6-year-old. All right, stop now. You're ruining my shot.
I'm not ruining anything.
Aren't you?
No.
Okay.
I'm trying to be cute.
Right. Do you know what this piece is?
What?
This great big black thing I'm taking out of here.
My daddy.
Yes, they know who I am. What? Do you know what this piece is?
No.
When you were little, you used to call this a radiator.
Oh, radiator.
It's a radiator.
Radiator. Radiator.
A rotten radiator.
Ugh. Does rotten mean disgusting?
It means rotten.
Rotten means rotten.
Yeah. Right, say goodbye. Next shot.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye, everybody.
Right. Let's go with one of the skankiest ones I can see. Well, that's not a good start. The Yankee won't even go in. Knocking stick. Fuck's sake. Camera's in fucking way. Fucking hell, get that in there. Come on now. You fucking bastard. Right, wish me luck. It's the fucking chances of these coming out without snapping, without any heat. Oh my goodness me. And I picked the skankiest looking one to start with. Fair dues. Now I've got my socket stuck on there. Okay, I'll take you to the vise then. Obviously not out of the woods yet, but that makes me very happy. Cool. I need to order the gaskets for these pipes too, which I forgot all about when I was ordering parts. I think it's ready to come out. Right, we need some sort of lifty-uppy machine. Right. Supportez-vous. Every self-respecting mechanic has a nice pile of wood in their workshop for supporting various different things. Am I going to do it or not? Yeah. Right, are we rolling? I think we are. Okay guys, get this camera to focus on me. Are you focusing on me? Yes, I think so. Look at the lens, not the monitor. It's out, clearly. Ready to be stripped. I've just spent 20 minutes or so just cleaning around all the gasket surfaces where it's going to be split. You know, this is, somebody's paying for my time to do this. In an ideal world, you'd take it outside and you'd solder blast the whole bloody thing and make it all look amazing, but we just, you know, I'm not getting paid another 5 hours labour to make it look beautiful. And it would probably be more than 5 hours, you know, it'd be a huge amount of work. So as far as I'm concerned, where it's going to come apart, it's clean, so we're not going to contaminate. Basically, I want to be in the situation where, here's how it's going to go down basically. Take the covers off, I'll clean them as each cover comes off. The cover will go in the parts washer, get cleaned, the gasket surface will get cleaned up, and then we'll flip it over, sump off, do the same there, clean any old gasket off. We just want to split the crankcase halves, do what we need to do, and get it back together ASAP. Obviously clean the gasket surface, new sealer on it and stuff, but we don't want to be in a position where dirt's dropping inside it and we've got to, you know, and then you've got to start massive cleaning operation. You understand what I'm saying? Do the cleaning now on the outside so nothing contaminates internally as it comes apart, because I'm kind of up against it with time really. By tomorrow evening this has got to be done and back in the bike and out of here because I've got other work. So yeah, so I'm gonna crack on with this and get this, so it's all one video for you guys, but it's tomorrow now, from actually taking the engine out. So today's job is to strip it and rebuild it. Shouldn't take more than 4 or 5 hours probably, but it doesn't take much to slow you down. Like these, I'm pretty sure I can get the water pump off. I'm pretty sure I don't need to take the water pump off to do what I need to do, because the bolts that hold it on seem to be completely sea solid for some bizarre reason, and that's not really a can of worms I want to open. So leave that water pump where it is. So yeah, so focus, Jim. Taking it out was all right. I didn't snap any exhaust studs, as you saw. It was all sort of went to plan. Look at the camera, not the bike behind you. There's I'll flash some pictures up on the screen, but there was a bolt that broke off. It's the bracket that holds the side stand. I couldn't get the engine mounting bolt out without taking the bracket for the side stand off, and that bolt was completely seized in. There's sort of a hole in the frame around the back of the bolt, and I think weather's got in there and rotted it in. There's also another bolt for the bracket underneath that holds the fairing that was seized in. I managed to use some heat and get that out. It's fucked the thread in the frame, but it's fine. I haven't got to try and get the broken bolt out. I can just drill it and helicoil it So that'll be fine. Right, so this is this will be the end of part 1. There'll be 1 or 2 other parts. Probably part 2 will be stripping and rebuilding this, and then part 3 will be putting it back together. If you're a patron, it'll be, I'm not gonna, like I said earlier on, I'm not gonna release any of the videos until all 3 are ready to go. So if you're a patron, they'll all be in the comment section in the patron feed thing, so you can go and watch them straight away if you want to. If you're watching on YouTube, yeah, they'll be on YouTube at some point. Probably because I haven't got a lot of content, I'll probably space them out a couple of weeks apart, possibly. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys, and thank you again, patrons. See you on the next one.